This is the stupidest thing we've ever done.
This is the sketchiest thing I have done in all of my travels. What is it? It's something. Guys, what the Okay, let's take you back to the beginning. We met our tour guide. His name was Boilo. Really nice guy. Kind of looks like a pirate. Well, anyway, the entire time during the tour, we spent the time talking to him, getting to know him a little better. And long story short, he offered to show us some of Kappa's hidden gems.
And he had been living there for quite a while, so he really knew the area. He was actually with a new tour guide that he was training Guli, and it was like, okay, cool, so we're all gonna do this new experience together.
Yeah. Well, one of the places that he was going to show us was a Kappa war tunnel that was used during the American and Vietnam War and during World War II. We're thinking, oh my gosh, well, this is really, really cool. We're going to get to see these tunnels. It's going to be an adventure, chase for adventure. Anyway, it's important to note that Kappa Island was heavily bombarded during both of those wars, and actually even through wars with the Chinese. And this ended up being a huge problem because now we have tons of landmines that are unexploded in Kappa. So anyway, this was very foolish.
Sorry for the helmet hair, but we have just driven to go find some war tunnels here in Kappa. And I don't know if you guys know much about it because we didn't before we got here, but apparently Kappa was ravaged pretty much by everybody. Oh, and we're about to have to walk through the water. All right, so at this point, I'm pumped. We literally had to get onto our motorbike and then drive through some incredible scenery. Kappa has beautiful cliff sides that you literally are just driving through, and when you have the wind in your hair, you hear the engine like roaring, and it's just like, oh, I could live here forever. So I was pumped for that. So we did a crazy gorgeous ride. On the way there, we go down this like small gate. I wish we had a picture of it, but we didn't. Some guy had randomly unlocked it, so we drove through, went down these sketchy little roads, down some back little mountain area, and then we pull up to this rocky beach. And so we park the bikes, we get off onto this beach, and we're like, okay, where do we go from here?
Pause, guys. This looks like somebody's backyard. Like, I'm staring at their cows, the little calves. I'm watching this guy, like, do his gardening, plan his fishing trip on his beach. Yeah. So this doesn't look like a place that we should be at anymore.
No, it really, that's exactly it. It did not look like we were supposed to be there, but no one said anything, and we're definitely under the impression, I'm just gonna keep doing me until someone tells me not to.
Exactly.
So we kept going. He's like, the exit to the war tunnels is over there, but we have to start the tunnels on the other side. He's like, it's just a small climb through the mountainside, and we're like, okay, that doesn't look too bad. It really didn't from where we started. What? Like, we had some rocks on the side, and then you had some water on it, and he's like, oh, you have to walk through some water depending on how high it is.
Pause.
So we officially had to swim all the way through there. Annette is completely soaked, and I just took off my pants.
What he meant by, we have to just do this small little climb. Okay, apparently he had never done this during high tide. So there is these giant boulders that are kind of hard to get a step in, and you're getting wet, you're in the water. So I got to a point where I was just like, you know what, screw this. I'm going to just get into the ocean with my romper. I was not even wearing a swimsuit, totally unprepared for this whole experience. And I swim around the big boulders until we can get to a place that we can safely climb up the rocks.
Yeah.
And now, we're experienced hikers and trail runners. This isn't our first rock climbing rodeo.
Yeah.
We've climbed viewpoints and Mount Fuji. We're experienced. And even this was a little dicier than I was used to. So anyway, we climb up into what's supposed to be the entrance of the tunnels, but it's completely blocked in by these giant, what look to us like sawgrass, but it could just be any random spiky plant that have overgrown and blocked the entrance.
But it was these massive, massive green spiky trees that just flooded into the center, and all I remember Boilo saying is like, dang, I should have brought my machete. And I'm just like, oh, we don't have anything to cut through this.
That's my Indiana Jones. Ouch.
A little ouch.
Like trying to get through, but they're catching all bits of me. It's like a proper obstacle course.
Just sharp.
Just sharp. A sharp obstacle course. Okay.
Tuck in that left corner because I got him held back.
Oh, you're amazing.
And then walk through to me.
Hello. Made it through. That's what we just made it through.
Now it's time to turn the flash on. All right, so we finally made it to the entrance of the tunnel, and it was It was seriously something from a horror movie. This is definitely the part in the movie where like you're sitting on your couch eating your popcorn and you're like, don't you do it, don't go in there, don't do it. And now I kind of understand why the idiots always go in there and end up getting murdered, because we were like, tiny hole in the wall. It's kind of wet, dark, damp. Let's do it.
Looks sketchy.
We just walked through it. Like, I don't know what we were thinking. Like, at that point, we should have been like, let's sit down, like rethink our life decisions. Nah, we were just like, okay, cool. Boilo, you there? Sweet.
Literally. The rocks are cool in here. I don't know why we didn't think of all of the dangers that could have been in this cave. I'm talking animals, snakes, spiders, anything that could hurt us. Not to mention landmines, because these are literal war tunnels that have been vacated for years, maybe decades.
To be honest, I was definitely like, okay, landmines, side of a cliff that gets beat by water, not gonna have it. And then you have like inside the tunnel, who's gonna booby trap their own tunnel with landmines?
But what if the enemies booby trapped the tunnel so that when the people came back to their tunnels, they would all die?
Oh, never mind. I don't know, we just didn't think of it.
Anyway, we didn't think about the dangers. This was so foolish.
Yeah.
But we went in anyway.
Okay. Watch your step.
Hey guys. What are these tunnels? Oh, these are just all underground. This goes all sorts of places.
Yeah.
Was the backside filling symbol?
It's like from the horror movie.
Yeah, 100%.
Why are you going?
Alright, so this is where it gets pretty dicey. So from the second we
This is where it gets pretty dicey.
I mean, come on, this is where it gets dicier, okay? This is where we were like walking in and immediately we're greeted by this like 1 by 2 foot hole in the ground. And we're just like, okay, everyone watch out. So we walk through and it's like this big open corridor and then it narrowed into some tunnels and it was just like, what are we doing down here? And then this happened.
Oh, cool.
What is it?
It's something.
Guys, what's up?
It's maybe it's a god.
It's a god.
It's a god?
A goat?
No, let's go back.
Slide back.
What?
Boy, Lily, you can't scare us like this, bro.
That wasn't me. It was
That was what?
That was an animal. I'm down to slide back.
Literally, guys, I have never been so stressed and overwhelmed with despair the entire time.
That was a good way to put it.
But thankfully, we finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, literally. And we get just washed over with relief and gratitude that we've made it out of this alive.
Yeah.
And looked at each other like, why did we do something so stupid?
Yeah, that was a very much questioning our intelligence and sanity.
Yeah. So, my sincere recommendation to anybody who's going to Katba Island, if someone tells you to go see some sketchy war tunnels,
Say
skip
yes.
it.
What? No?
Go at your own risk.
That's exactly it. It was pretty cool. I'm kind of happy we did it, even though during I was like, you're an idiot. And after I was like, you're an idiot.
Well, I guess now that you guys have seen this video, you know
Yeah.
exactly what to expect. We had no idea what to expect.
Yeah, I guess that does kind of ease the pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this kind of sketchy, kind of dangerous adventure.
On that note, click the subscribe button down below so that you could get the rest of our adventures, sometimes foolish, sometimes misadventures,
Yeah.
around the world.
Make sure to give the video a like.
Write us a comment. Let us know what you thought.
And we'll see you on our next adventure.
Bye. Oh, praise
That
the Lord.
Yeah,